Man, it's the second upload today, and I already feel exhausted even more than I already was during the NXT review. Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Anonymous Lucas episode number 3 for April 16, 2025. It's been a long-ass freaking week still. This is like, what, the third upload right now for WrestleMania week? My God, bro. It's going to be quite interesting, man. See if I can get all my uploads, all my schedule all finished and everything. By the time next weekend is all in between us. Obviously, week after WrestleMania, obviously. Weekend after WrestleMania. That's during Easter weekend. That's why I hate WrestleMania be on Easter weekend. Why is that the case there, WWE, Triple H, and they're freaking in charge of this? Like, seriously, I know your excuse was you want, like, WrestleMania to be, like, a couple weeks after in warmer weather. Well, you're in Las Vegas, bro. Let's be warm as it is in Las Vegas on what year it is in April. Like, literally. What kind of excuse is that, Hunter? Or W, whoever's in charge of this, whatever. Let's get back to your regular standard programming, shall we? This is, it's obviously your Anonymous Lucas podcast, episode number 3. Go follow my Instagram, Twitter, Lucas Facebook, and TikTok, Anonymous Lucas. Also, patreon.com/AnonymousLucas to get an hour of this podcast early before everybody else. On YouTube, and an hour and a half on all audio platforms. I'm thinking about getting rid of audio platforms, everything. I don't know, man. It's not been clicking, man, with audios out there, audio platforms, Spotify, Amazon Music. Since I got rid of Spreaker and I joined Red Circle, man. Kinda sucks, but I might get rid of Red Circle, and stick with YouTube, honestly, for now on. Honestly, maybe after WrestleMania, maybe I'll make announcements about that, but we'll find out later on. Let's get your Anonymous Lucas podcast, shall we? With some backstage update and creative plans for Cheslea Green at WWE WrestleMania 41. Discuss styles with some backstage report in TNA and WWE plans that failed to materialize. Discuss styles because New Japan Pro Wrestling confirms imminent departure. Reported Jeff Cobb. Departure Jeff Cobb, obviously. Also, some backstage update in TNA's star Ryan Nemeth lawsuit against AEW. Discuss also AEW's Scorpio Sky. It's a freaking voice crack, lovely. Scorpio Sky are probably healthy despite TV absence and puzzling the situation. Also, some absent AEW star Buddy Matthews provides an injury update of some sorts as well. Also, more details on Mariah May's AEW contract situation. Now, I wasn't really going to plan on reporting this. Because over the first rumors I heard about was with Dave Meltzer and Wrestling Observer, whatever. I think it was live with Brian Alvarez. Yeah, it was Meltzer and Alvarez in this report. But there was an update from Fightful Select and PW Insider. I'm not going to discuss PW Insider report. I'm going to discuss the Fightful Select report as well. Discuss Mariah May, and that was freaking pissed me off on AEW side. Trust me, I know Mariah May would love to go to WWE. It's her dream job in WWE and World Wrestling Entertainment in general. I get that. Tony Khan better make at least some sort of help. Tony Khan better at least give some sort of effort put into keeping Mariah May. Because she was the one half of your biggest women's storyline about the whole freaking time that AEW existed. Hell, maybe all of professional wrestling in AEW. The biggest story in AEW history, almost. People might say Swerve Strickland and Heyman Page. I'll agree with you there. Right underneath that, I think Mariah May and Tony Storm right up there for sure, in all honesty. Discuss that. Also, the AEW announces details of Grand Slam Mexico edition of Dynamite. And this day in Wrestling and updated podcast statistics and quoted finish of Anonymous Lucas podcast. Episode number 3 for April 16, 2025. As always, thank you for watching Anonymous Lucas. Maybe as always, going to say is this day's Anonymous Lucas podcast, episode number 3. Starting with, you guessed it. Backstage report and creative plans for Cheslea Green at WWE WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Multiple championships were left off the two-night WrestleMania 41 card, including the Women's United States Championship held by Cheslea Green. And despite the star's popularity with the WWE fans, reports indicate Green is not likely to be on the show. According to Fightful Select, WWE sources said that Green is not scheduled for WrestleMania despite pitches for her to be the host of the rest of the show. Which, if Doc weren't going to wrestle, I thought it would be actually pretty good for her. Being host of WrestleMania kind of fits her gimmick kind of as well. But her not being on the card in general, but you have El Grande Americano, which I do like Chad Gable be on WrestleMania, so it's obviously El Grande Americano, dude. Let's be real. But you can have Rey Mysterio and Chad Gable basically at WrestleMania, which I don't mind. I don't hate that. But you can't make a spot for your Women's United States Champion. But dang, who would be she defend the title again? So it's be WrestleMania Warrior. The only one I could have thought of was Nikki Bella. But that's not happening now. I don't feel that'll happen. Because you don't put Zelina Vega and Cheslea Green. I love those two dearly. You don't put that on WrestleMania. But you at least get some sort of decent storyline, because this title's been created since November of last year. And the first champion was determined in December at the Saturday Night's main event for December 14th of 2024. And there's not a single freaking title defense on a pay-per-view, or PLE in general. Same thing with the IC title, and that's so freaking stupid if you ask me. We'll ain't find out later on, but still. Fightful reported that as of late Wednesday last week, Green would not be hosting the show or defending her championship. The asked sources connected to the WWE created about Green, and were told once the overall show was formatted, there could be a skit or segment involving Green added, though that wasn't the case the last two times Fightful inquired. Great, she gets to do a skit at WrestleMania. Really, bro. I can make skits myself. I made a skit my girl Mercedes Monet. Let's be freaking on April Fool's Day. Maybe make a skit me on later on this weekend. With this week in general for WrestleMania week. But dude, why can't we have Cheslea Green at WrestleMania worthy matchup? I think she's actually very fun in the ring. I'm sorry if you're yelling downstairs. I'm sorry about that. It's my mom yelling at my cats. I'm sorry, people. But still, you get the point. Cheslea Green I show she could come out of WrestleMania against Nikki Bella, something like that. That's WrestleMania worthy to me, honestly. Nikki Bella is one of the all-time greats in the Divas era. I'm not a fan of Divas era. It's a different conversation for another day. But Cheslea Green plays like a gimmick like a diva. So there you go. That's if I fits WrestleMania from my perspective. Nikki Bella want to do that? I don't know. I don't think she wanted to. It's a different conversation for another day. But Cheslea could have easily been the host. She could have easily been the freaking host. She would fit her gimmick perfectly. What are we freaking doing here? Don't like that whatsoever. That's my thoughts on that situation for sure. Move on to a backstage report on TNA and WWE plans that failed to materialize. The partnership between WWE and TNA has brought several crossovers with NXT and stars and Impact competing between the two shows. Furthermore, TNA World Champion Joe Hendry also made his highly anticipated Royal Rumble debut this year, setting up for his bigger name and wrestling while having interactions with the main roster stars he wouldn't have had unless he left TNA. However, according to a recent report from Fightful Select, there were different plans in place specifically for Hendry. Based on the report, former TNA executive producer Ariel Chenier, disagreed with the way a creative was booked for Hendry on the Raw appearance that had never happened. Chenier was reportedly not happy with the pitch, which would presumably have seen Hendry take a loss on television, even though it would have led up to a feud with former WWE champion The Miz. Oh, God, him feuding with The Miz. Why are you upset? No wonder why he's upset. That you have this man, Joe Hendry, one of the most over guys in professional wrestling, feud with the frickin' Miz. Oh, boy, no wonder why this TNA executive guy was pissed. Since then, WWE has instead sent over Ethan Page to TNA to do a similar creative angle, according to Fightful, which I actually like that a lot better than the frickin' Miz. Let's be frickin' real, people. The report claimed that these factors caused WWE sour on Chenier. I don't know why, dude. I don't know why you're being so sensitive. Yeah, this guy feuding with the frickin' Miz. You wonder why he's so pissed off. Chenier was the one of the backstage names who released from TNA recently. No wonder why. Which claimed Gail Kim, who has often have been nailed as the driving factor behind the Knockouts division's success. Since then, Chenier's creative role has been replaced with Hunter Delicious Johnson. I don't know who that is, honestly, who has been head of booker for Ring of Honor before Tony Khan's acquisition of the promotion. Oh, there you go. I didn't know that, honestly. See, I know Hunter Johnson was that former Ring of Honor head booker, honestly. And I don't know before Tony Khan. I don't know that, honestly. Thank you for information there, honestly. In all honesty, this was something bizarre. Like, we got Joe Hendry feud with the freaking Miz on the main roster. Might as well have Joe Hendry stay in TNA. That'd been much better, honestly. Have feud with the freaking Miz. But Ethan Page and Joe Hendry a much better matchup on paper than freaking Joe Hendry and the Miz. Let's be freaking real. Wrap up this segment on this podcast. Moving on. New Japan Pro Wrestling confirms imminent departure. Reported WWE target Jeff Cobb. New Japan Pro Wrestling will be bidding farewell to one of their longest and foreign talents in the coming days. A talent that has been heavily linked to the move to WWE over the past few weeks. The company officially confirmed via their website that they have come to terms with the departure of Jeff Cobb, who has been reportedly been listed on WWE's internal roster for some time following months of serious interest. New Japan Pro Wrestling have apologized to their fans for the nature of the news and the changes to the schedule that they have had to make before wishing him the best and of luck in whatever he decides to do next. Probably even WWE. But I mentioned WWE by name, obviously. This is a pretty good pickup for WWE. I've seen highlights of Jeff Cobb. I've never seen a full-fledged match of him, but this is a pretty fun pickup. You want to know why? Because he's a very fun professional wrestler. I see the highlights of Jeff Cobb on New Japan Pro Wrestling's YouTube channel and everything else. He is very fun. But then I heard he's 42 years old. That's a kind of a big-time age, bro. His last chance to get major money from professional wrestling, you'd think he'd be probably going to AEW. But he's working with his AEW is a working relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling, but whatever, man. This has nothing to do with anything with AEW, in all honesty. Just saying the actual stay I want to say here. Wish Jeff Cobb the best in WWE. Maybe he works in NXT. Maybe go back to the main roster eventually after that. We can find out. I could probably use him in NXT because, man, I can use guys like Jeff Cobb big time in NXT. You know, you got guys like Oba Femi who are big and tough of like Jeff Cobb. Spoiler, don't know about that. But still, that's a pretty good pickup for WWE in all honesty in free agency market for sure. Moving on, the big update on TNA star Ryan Nemeth's lawsuit against AEW. Man, can't we discuss Ryan Nemeth again? Lovely, lovely, lovely. While developments have been slow regarding the lawsuit filed against AEW by Kevin Kelly and the Tate twins, it's been the exact opposite regarding Ryan Nemeth's lawsuit against the promotion. The back and forth between the two sides has seen Nemeth take a lawsuit to trial, while AEW has been petitioned for the matter to be taken to arbitration. In the end, it appears that AEW has won out, though not by Judge ruling. Post-wrestling reports that the court filings from Nemeth on Friday and Monday show that Nemeth is seeking to voluntarily dismiss his lawsuit, while AEW filed to dismiss their petition for arbitration on Monday. Nemeth's attorney, Mike Caspano, I think you say that, later told Post that the settlement between the two sides hadn't been reached, with Nemeth and AEW instead deciding to resolve the matter via private arbitration. There you go. Honestly, good for Ryan Nemeth then. At least he gets professionalism to do that. I'll honestly give him credit due there. It's unclear what led to Nemeth reversing his course on the lawsuit and his filing offer to no clues behind his change of heart. However, wiggle room remains from him to change his mind, while the move to arbitration would seem to result in issues between AEW and Nemeth. Both sides' withdrawals were done without prejudice. As such, both Nemeth or AEW could choose to revive their claims in court at any time. Should arbitration or go on nowhere, other than AEW, the person who perhaps will be most relieved this matter in the light of the nature of the tunnel is W star CM Punk. She don't know about that. He was the centerpiece, basically, of the Nemeth lawsuit, to say at least. It says it right here. While not the centerpiece of Nemeth's complaint, Punk was named alongside AEW and its owner, Tony Khan, with Nemeth accusing Punk and Khan of attempting to blackball him from wrestling. So there you go. At least they got all situated and everything. Because good for AEW and good for Ryan Nemeth to get this all done with. I remember the No Limits Daily Show I did about this. I was a pissed off man at Ryan Nemeth. Like, dude. Now you decide to do this because you're not with the company anymore. He took you he's been for AEW almost a year now. And now you decide to do it the lawsuit. Come on, bro. But at least he fixed it and everything, so I pretty much appreciate AEW and Ryan Nemeth from doing this for sure, in all honesty. Wrap up this segment on the Enormous Lucas podcast. Moving on, AEW Scorpio Sky reportedly healthy despite TV absence from puzzling situation. Former AEW TNT champion Scorpio Sky hasn't appeared in the promotion over the last 6 months, and it seems that his absence is not due to any injury. And I can't imagine what this could be. Fightful Select has reported that the former member of the so-called uncensored non-appearance in a puzzling situation, as he has been injury-free and healthy but not used on AEW television. Wonder why, man? I wonder why, Tony. The report claims that there was a creative idea for him to be involved in the storyline of a private party, with whom he shared as a screen last time in AEW, on the August 16, 2024 edition of AEW Rampage, but those plans have not come to fruition, and he hasn't been featured in AEW since that show. Probably because Tony Khan has no plans to use Scorpio Sky for whatever freaking reason. I don't know why, man. I can't make an excuse. It's not hard to figure out. Because Tony Khan does not know to use half his freaking talent. He has too many freaking people on his roster. And all I'm going to say is the same thing for WWE as well. There was a lot of freaking talents. And not leaving the guys and gals they have on the roster already to be fruition in the division for male or female divisions. That's what the situation is for sure. It just sucks. Scorpio Sky is a very talented professional wrestler. And not having used on AEW's mid-card division at bare minimum is kind of a crime if you ask me to say the least. Moving on, absent AEW star Buddy Matthews provides an injury update of some sorts. Injured AEW star Buddy Matthews offers some small update on his Instagram account over the weekend and subtly let fans know he's doing well, but he's still not 100% clear to compete, obviously. Matthews shared a cursorial of photos on from AEW Collision in Grand Slam, Australia, whose account on Sunday alongside the caption, "Fire Still Burns," is 73%. Matthews was unfortunately injured at the event in his home country back in February and hasn't been seen on AEW programming since. Matthews was defeated by Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada at Grand Slam, and the injury appeared to happen early on. I wanted to go because that stupid ring was so freaking small, dude. What was Tony Khan thinking with that freaking ring, dude? That's the reason. An injury appeared to happen early on. Matthews since posted, then deleted on social media, that he injured his ankle during his entrance when he jumped from the top of the ring. He claimed that the ring pattern had been uneven because the ring was freaking small, like I said. Despite the post being deleted, PW Insider confirmed Matthews had indeed injured his ankle. His wife, former WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley, also confirmed his injury shortly after the show, and she posted a photo of herself and her husband to Instagram, with Matthews seen carrying a crutch at the time of the injury. Matthews was already scheduled to be away from the ring, as he and Ripley were set to go on a belated honeymoon following their wedding last summer. I hear my chair. I'm very sorry to hear about my freaking chair, man. This chair is getting very old, to say at least, and very squeaky. But, dude, I wish Buddy Matthews all the best, and hopefully, knock on wood. Big knocks, man. I love doing a damn knocking on the wood and knocking on my desk, to say the least. Hopefully, Tony Khan can get his head out of his ass and get him and Brody King back together in the Hounds of Hell, and have them dethrone the Hurt Syndicate for AEW World Tag Team Championships at All in Texas. Hopefully, Buddy Matthews is back by then. I hope he's healthy enough by then for sure. He should, but less than 3 months out in advance? Basically 2.5 almost. This was July 12th was when All In is, so there you go. Hopefully you see those two being tag team champions, man. And Hounds of Hell and Brody King and Buddy Matthews back together. And so hopefully see string of the tag team division a lot more so in the coming weeks and months going on in 2025 for sure. Keep up that and that for sure, in all honesty. Moving on to more details on Mariah May's AEW contract situation. Shortly after she was defeated by her rival Timeless Tony Storm at AEW Revolution for AEW Women's World Championship, reports emerged that Mariah May's contract at AEW was set to expire later this year. That story came up again Tuesday morning in full force when Dave Meltzer and Brian Elwes, a Wrestling Observer, revealed that there was a growing belief in both WWE and AEW that May would depart for AEW when her contract expired and sign with WWE soon after that. While that may be the case, it doesn't appear that to be as cut as dry as initially speculated. Fightful Select reports that, though, there were some that believe, you're a freaking plane over my freaking head. I'm sorry about that, people. Believe that May could be looking to make a move to AEW. There was no indication that May would have made a decision yet. Fightful also debunked an internal incoming list for WWE talent that had appeared on social media and featured May on it as well, stating that the list was fake. Those close to May, whose deal still has several months on her contract, on it have insisted that she is being wise about her situation and would be maximizing her leverage and negotiating power, as with the initial report regarding May's contractual status. AEW is hoping to retain her. That, though, is unclear if there has been a negotiation between the two sides to finish off that report, obviously. I wish Mariah May all the best. She is 26 years old, and Tony Khan. I know her dream job was WWE, in all honesty. I knew she was going to set up AEW to go to WWE sooner rather than later. She's 26 years old. You ain't going to let someone like Mariah May, who's one half of your biggest women's division feud in AEW history, walk. If that happens, Tony Khan has lost his mind even more so than already happened. Hope the guys see that, man. Hope to see at least make some sort of effort to keep Mariah May. If he doesn't make some sort of effort, he dropped the freaking ball big time. He doesn't put any effort, man. That's just dropping the ball. I don't care what anybody says. He's 26 years old. She's always a former women's world champion in AEW. You can't let someone walk like that without even giving up a fight to keep her. Like, you can't do that, man. You can't do it in business. You can't do it in professional wrestling in general. Mariah May is too freaking great at what she does to have. The reign she had was freaking bad. Not her fault whatsoever. It's all Tony Khan. It was all Tony Khan to follow up from the Mariah May win an All in London last year. Like, dude. I hope the guys see Mariah May back in professional wrestling. It's WWE and AEW. I don't care what it is. I just hope Mariah May uses great graces in her television show for a major company like WWE and AEW. It sucks we can't get like Mariah May and Mercedes Moné and my girl obviously a match with that. That would have been a freaking big time match for me. I love both of them in there. That'll be a big time match for me, but I don't think that's going to happen unless Mariah May resigns. So wait and find out, man. Keep it out there, Mariah May, going forward in 2025 and beyond. But in all honesty, Tony Khan needs to make some sort of effort to keep her. If he doesn't, then he has lost his mind even more so than already expected from him. So we wish you would keep out there, Mariah May, for sure in the year 2025. The contract expires some sort of part in 2025 for sure. Moving on, AEW announces details for Forbidden Door 2025 plus Scotland debut as well. Can't believe I call Forbidden Door, dude. Oh my god. It could be this year. Tony Khan could do put in creative like we have this year. Over the weekend of All In London 2024, it was announced that AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling will be bringing their annual Forbidden Door pay-per-view to English capital on August 24, 2025. While the event was officially confirmed at the event itself, advertising around Wembley Stadium and had already been announced in the next days, leading up to All in London 2024, obviously. But one thing was common throughout: there was no venue attached to Forbidden Door that has now changed. I heard my chair go off again. I'm sorry, people. AEW President Tony Khan officially announced on BBC London News that Forbidden Door 2025 would take place at the O2 Arena in London, while also revealing that AEW will be making their debut in Scotland on August 20th, with episodes of Dynamite and Collision taking place at the OV0, I'm not freaking say the arena name. Hydro and Glasgow, Scotland, obviously. Tickets for both events go on sale at General State at 10 a.m. PST time. What time slot is that? Does that mean London? I don't know, dude. On Friday, May 2nd, and a number of pre-sales for 2 shows will begin on Monday, April 28th as well. So there you go. Forbidden Door 2025 in O2 Arena in London. Should be freaking cool, man. Should be freaking fun for sure. We probably early time spot too as well. Hey, maybe get an early review out of me, to say at least. That for August of this year. But that's a little time to go about that, obviously. If you haven't gotten it all in Texas yet, I'm expecting to discuss all in London, obviously. Or Forbidden Door. I'm okay with saying for all in Texas or all in London. That was freaking dumb on my part, in all honesty. That's my thoughts on this. Again, Forbidden Door in 2025 being the O2 Arena in London, England for sure. Moving on, AEW announces details for Grand Slam Mexico edition of Dynamite. This report came out today, by the way. It appears 2025 is going to be the first year of where AEW travels since for some unfamiliar territory. They did so back in February, holding their first ever show in Australia when they ran Grand Slam Australia, AEW Grand Slam Australia out of Brisbane. Now, in June, the promotion will be heading to another country for the first time with a little bit of help from one of their promotional partners. This morning, being today, obviously, Fox Sports Mexico, AEW's broadcasting partner in Mexico, announced that AEW will be holding Grand Slam Mexico on June 18th, which confirmed shortly after on X. The show will be held in the legendary Arena Mexico in Mexico City, the home base for CMLL, whom AEW has developed a strong working relationship with over the past 2 years, though no card was announced for the show. Obviously, there's probably 2 months out in advance, obviously, so probably that. For the show, the poster features AEW International Champion Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, AEW Luchadors Commander and Hologram. Gee, I wonder why Hologram and Commander would be on that show. I wonder why. If you think about it, they're both Mexican luchadors, so there you go. The spoiler alert. And CMLL stars Mystico and Masakura Dornada. I think that's how you say that. Suggesting all will be a part of the event as well. Should be interesting for AEW with Grand Slam Mexico. There's a lot of Grand Slam episodes of the Dynamite or even stream shows. We got Australia, we got one from Mexico, we got one from New York City with Arthur Ashe and Superdome. Well, not Superdome, what is it called? Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York City. Can't freaking speak today for some stupid reason. So there you go. AEW Grand Slam Mexico taking place June 18th on Dynamite. Keep updating what the card looks like going forward. To get more and closer to AEW Grand Slam for Mexico in 2025, for June 18th to 2025. And finally, on this day in wrestling, so you updating Nolan's Lucas podcast statistics and quote to finish off your podcast. Starting State Wrestling 2001, on an episode of Monday Night Raw in Knoxville, Tennessee, Triple H defeated Jeff Hardy to win back the Intercontinental Championship he had lost to Hardy late days earlier. Say the least, that's 2001. Move on to 2007. On an episode of Monday Night Raw from Milan, Italy, the miracle of Milan took place when Santino Marella made his debut and immediately won the Intercontinental Championship. I think it meant to say W debut, but they obviously bleeped out the whatever part of the debut was here. The win came about when Vince McMahon had picked a fan from the crowd to face Umaga for the title. Marella won with help of Umaga's WrestleMania rival Bobby Lashley. That sounds like freaking awful Vince McMahon booking 101 there, so I'm not shocked with that whatsoever. Moving on to 2009. WWE brought back the Superstars show as a weekly 1-hour program on WGN America and featuring one match from each from Raw, SmackDown, ECW. On the debut episode, The Undertaker defeated Matt Hardy in the main event. Really put The Undertaker on Superstars show. Interesting decision there, Vince McMahon, in all honesty. Well, 9 years later in 2018, on an episode of Monday Night Raw from Hartford, Connecticut, Jeff Hardy defeated Jinder Mahal to win the United States Championship. One didn't believe that won the championship that year in episode of WrestleMania 34 against Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and somebody else. Maybe it was Jeff Hardy too. Who on in 2020? Longtime WWE ring announcer, this part of the final part of the wrestling history. Longtime WWE ring announcer, Hall of Famer, and one of the all-time company's first employees, Howard Finkel, who in my opinion is the best ring announcer of all time, passed away at the age of 97 years old. People might say Samantha Urban. She's my number 2, honestly. Samantha Urban is my number 2, and Howard Finkel is my number 1. The GOATs of ringside announcers for WWE and professional wrestling in general, to say the least. So that's saying wrestling. Moving on to your updated No Limits Lucas podcast statistics. Give you 5 seconds to guess the downloads for the viewers last 28 days. Give you 5 seconds to guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2,417 overall viewers within the last 28 days. Freaking crazy, I know. And overall viewers, you also get 5 seconds to guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2,850 overall viewers. Inching closer and closer to 3,000 overall viewers, man. Cannot thank you enough for the support on YouTube, to say the least. I'm not going to go over the audio section on the Patreon, honestly, because it's not going good, to say the least, in the audio platforms. But at least YouTube is doing some great stuff to me as well. I keep out very much credit for whatever credit is due there. And finish off your normal Lucas podcast, your episode number 3 for April 16, 2025. Your quote of the day. Quote of the day, a person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new, by Albert Einstein. And finish off your No Limits Lucas podcast, episode number 3 for April 16, 2025. Thank y'all for watching. No Limits Lucas, episode number 3 for April 16, 2025. And double upload day is done, everybody. We'll be on upload tomorrow. Your AEW Dynamite, April 16, 2020 for your spring break-in edition of Dynamite. With my girl Mercedes Monday versus Athena in the semifinal Women's Own Heart Cup tournament. So wait and find out, man. Does it go to a time limit draw? I hope to God that's the case. At least a double pin, honestly. I'll take a double pin. I should definitely even take a double pin, honestly. And eliminate both twos to respectively either double pin, time limit draw, you name it, dude. Let's do that. That's the only outcome you should be doing, Tony. Mercedes should not win, and neither should Athena. In all honesty, make Chris Downer and Jamie Hayter the finals on the opposite side. So ain't find out, man. Keep up there on tomorrow's edition of AEW Dynamite, April 16, 2025 review. Until then, peace and love, everybody. I'm out to take care. I love you all big time, to say the least.